Here's the plan. We're going to take this bus downtown, and then from that point we'll get off and walk through the center of town so you guys get a chance to see the center of San Jose. And then after that, what we're going to do is head down to the marketplace, which is a typical marketplace for Costa Rica, and go into the marketplace, buy some fruits, and have a little snacky type breakfast. You guys cannot stand in between this thing right here. Yeah.
The first time I got on the bus, if there's these little sensors, if you go past this line, like the sensor goes off, and I did that by accident like 4 times, and I went, and the people got really upset. They're like, gringos, and like, it was really embarrassing at first.
It's kind of the whirlwind tour through San Jose, going to the Central Market, going to the fruit stands, walking around, having them see, you know, a taste of the poverty, a taste of the different style of living here is kind of for the culture shock purpose. You know, like, boom, check it out, you're in Latin America, like, woohoo, what are you gonna do about it?
I remember Luna and Sol saying, don't think all of San Jose and Costa Rica are like this, and I was going, this is nice compared to Detroit.
Yo quiero is I want.
10 bananas.
Yo quiero 10 bananas. Good.
I am Spanish.
Okay. Right over here. Will you order us 11? These are called pipas.
Me gustaría 11 pipas, por favor.
That's right.
I was really skeptical about trying any fruits because they were just like, the ones that I did try, they were just like really disgusting.
So good.
Ew, smells nasty.
I've never tasted a Costa Rican mango. I tell you, it was the best thing I've ever had. I just dug into it. I didn't care. It was all over my face. It was so good.
It's excellent.
Really good.
I don't like mangoes.
Eat a mango on the street and be covered in juice and get dirty and wipe your hands on your shorts, and we don't care because you know what? Those are the same shorts you're wearing for the next 3 weeks. Haha. Like,
He gave us a lot of different fruit, and a lot of them were pretty good, but I was really cautious about how much I ate of which one. Because some were really bitter, some were really sour, and some were just sticky.
Is it good?
Really good.
I think it's a neat experience to be able to live with a different culture because it gives you a different taste other than your lifestyle.
One of the objectives of Outward Bound is to teach people about themselves. By stepping outside of your own culture, you can get a different perspective of your own life.
It was pretty disgusting. It was pretty cool. I've never seen a slab of meat that big before. They don't have markets like that at all where I live.
You guys, here in Costa Rica, they don't really have as many supermarkets like you do at home. If you're going out to do your shopping, you come to a place like this, you swing by the vegetable stand, you swing by the fish stand, you swing by the meat stand.
What is that? It's a big stand.
it's not like at home. Everything's not wrapped in styrofoam packaging. Everything isn't pretty. Like, there's no label on it. It's sitting out on the counter. And that's the reality of these people's lives.
Gracias.
Coming up on Discovery Kids Outward Bound, it's goodbye city and hello country as all roads lead to the water. White water. Big white water.
The first activity we are going to do is a river trip to the Pequare. This river is absolutely fabulous. It's magnificent and is rumored to be one of the 7 most beautiful rivers on the planet.
We got together and the leaders told us that we had to pick out nature names.
Take a couple sunscreen bottles.
Basically, you pick a name, either in Spanish or English, and it has to do with nature, and that's your name for the rest of the trip.
I know that our leaders, they were named Luna and Sol, and I knew right away that that was moon and sun.
The nature names was Luna's idea, and I think it's a great, great tool. It kind of gives people a sense of starting anew.
We made this agreement where if we say someone's real name and not their nature name, the person that said the real name has to be pinched, so I'm trying not to say any names at all because I'm afraid that I'm gonna get pinched, and so I'm just kind of like, hey, you.
Ow! Ave! I wrote the wrong name first. I think that changing people's names kind of lets us break away from who we are at home and let us become a new person here.
This is my nature name, Chancho, means pig.
Mine came up to be Tiger. I was like thinking because tigers are really powerful and that's what I want to be. I want to be like strong during this experience.
Like, barely.
My nature name is Sloth. I was too lazy to think of any other name.
Kevin's my name, kayaking's my game, but if you guys don't want to get pinched, you're better off calling me Agua, okay?
When I found out that I had to go whitewater rafting on this trip, I was just nervous, hoping I wouldn't drown or something.
Now this river right here has got about 2,000 cubic feet per second traveling through it. Now a cubic foot is like a basketball. So picture 2,000 basketballs every second filled with water coming down and hitting you, okay?
I wasn't really so much of worried, I was just more of scared.
Follow that same command.
My name is Jim Rowe, and I'm actually the director of the school. I also fill in different capacities in the field, many times as a rock technician or whitewater tech. Rio, Agua, and I end up working together a lot on the different river sections, especially on the Puckwide River.
You take the paddle and you like lean it against your hip like this, and you just kind of rock back, pivoting off of your hip, okay?
When you're whitewater rafting, you really have to like work as a team, and so you always have a boat captain.
Sometimes what happens is that the person on the front left will forward paddle, and then the person front right, and then the boat kind of does this kind of like tweaking motion down the river. It doesn't give you a whole lot of power. So keeping the group in rhythm, keeping them in sync is that's a really important point.
Left turn! Left turn! Left turn! Right turn! And stop! Right turn!
We need a lot of concentrate, paddle hard, paddle hard. It's very fun because it's a lot of action.
As soon as I saw the rapids, I was like, oh yeah, I am so ready for this.
I was excited at first until we got on the raft. I was so scared because I'm not really used to being on a float where it could just tip over or it takes a group of people to be able to make it work. I was just scared just of what might happen.
The reason why we have a whitewater technician specifically at this school is due to the nature of the rivers in Costa Rica. They are the single most dangerous element in our course area, and they're changing all the time. You've got big water, big hydraulics forming, bigger holes forming, a lot more pressure, a lot more power pushing you into the rocks.
When you're approaching a rapid, you're mostly listening for the commands first because your commander is the person that tells you like what you have to do. If you mess that up, you can get into some pretty bad stuff.
Not easy to get there.
If you are not where the boat needs to be, it can be really, really dangerous. The boat will end up recycling several times. Many times you'll have swimmers who fall out of the boat. They would be underneath the boat, etc., etc. Many times I've been right on the line, and then something happens, and the boat ends up starting to spin, and I get pushed off the most ideal line.
In the beginning, Mantis, she almost got thrown right out of the boat. She flew, I was like in the front, and she was right behind me. She got flown right in front of me.
The rafting itself is fairly intense. It's very beautiful, but also intense. And they will have to learn very quickly to work together in order to get through it.
If you're gonna succeed, you succeed as a team. If you go down, you fall together.
Coming up on Discovery Kids Outward Bound, the team tests the waters in a different way. But this time, Mantis gets a little carried away.
I saw the rock, but I wasn't for sure where I was going.
It's important that everybody here starts to feel really comfortable in the water. There's a lot of current here, right?
After we've been in the rapids for a while, maybe like midway or so, we stopped and got out. They wanted us to go out into some rapids and just like sit back, and you'd float down in the rapids. It was like a swim check. There's a rock and it had an eddy behind it, and after you passed it, you had to swim into there, and you're trying to swim in, and it's a hard swim.
For some reason, I don't know what's up with this. I've never had a problem with swimming until now.
Back paddle in a bit. Back paddle a bit. Okay, roll over and swim. Okay, swim now, man. Go. Swim hard, swim hard, swim hard. Swim as hard as you can, man. Right now.
She'd try and swim in, but she'd be too wide, and we couldn't grab her. So she had to be caught a couple times with the safety net.
Take that rope. Take care. Take your position. Back around.
Easy. We're gonna walk over here and sit down, okay? Just so you can relax. You're okay.
All right. Just go ahead and have a seat over here on the rocks.
I saw the rock, but I wasn't for sure where I was going, and as I tried to swim in, it seemed like the currents were getting harder or something, and I just started floating backwards more and more, and I just got caught.
Well, don't sweat it. It's no problem. The idea is just to get in there and get a little practice to feel what the currents are like, and you got a lot more practice than these guys are getting up there. So. You want to give it another shot?
Okay.
All right.
That's a spirit.
Got a rock right there.
Yeah. I did describe myself as a strong swimmer because, first of all, we don't ever have currents where I live. When I'm at home, I swim in a swimming pool, and there's not currents in a swimming pool. So I had a very rough time with the swimming part.
She just kept going by because she couldn't make it. And it seemed so hard on her. I can't believe she kept going and going. We kept desperately trying to grab onto her, but we couldn't. And then once we just said on like the fourth try or something, we just said, okay, we gotta get her, we gotta get her. And so we all linked hands, we hung on each other's foot, and we used a lot of teamwork, and we got her. It was a big relief.
She could do it. She can do it 2 times, and then make it on the 3rd time. I mean, that's excellent. Congratulations. I'm more proud of her than I am of anybody else right now.
It wasn't fun at first when the first time I missed it. The second time it was a little bit better, and then the third time I was like, woohoo!
Next time on Discovery Kids Outward Bound, the big water gets even bigger.
Massive waves, just boom, boom, boom.
And that leaves some nervous and others pumped up.
I'm so ready for this. Let's go.
And while you can lead a tiger to water, you can't make her drink.
Oh, buddy, it hurts so bad. I'm pretty sure that it's dehydration.
But are they all going a bit overboard? Next time on Outward Bound.
think Chancho will get a lot from this course. He was out there and he was enjoying himself all of the time.
Chancho, his big Kool-Aid smile. He'd throw his lips just in the back of his head, open his mouth like that wide. He just had the biggest smile I've ever seen.
Chancho's really funny. He's like, I think he's just the comedian of the group.
I think sometimes he's more immature, but I think sometimes he's a fun immature and he brings out the immatureness in me.
I like my nature name a lot. I like Chancho. I think it fits me.
He had a little sneaky side to him when he came to breakfast, lunch, and dinner because, like, we'd have a certain amount of food out, and Chancho, he'd be sneaky and try to take more than his share.
I'm not good without eating food. I need food.
There are points in your life where the river or your life may be extremely rough and agitated, just like in a rapid. Okay, you have to be conscious of exactly where you're going. You have to know what you're doing, or the river will throw you around.
If we just sit here and let everything kind of punch us and take over, we're just gonna get beat down. But if we're there and we're like, okay, I choose to take the tools that I have, and I'm gonna paddle hard, and I'm gonna get through here and see what I can accomplish right here on this rapid, see what I can accomplish in life.
Sometimes maybe the river will throw you. Sometimes life will throw you for a rough swim.
And sometimes you get wet!
This next rapid, this is the first of the biggies, okay? This one right here, we call it Sakatumi South. Reason why we call it Sakatumi is that as we're going down the river, it's just like massive waves, just boom, boom, boom. You're on the river and you're looking down and all of a sudden the river just disappears. That's called the horizon line. This rapid has a very aggressive horizon line. And so it's literally we'll be just like cruising along and all of a sudden it's like the river just drops out from underneath us.
Whitewater rafting, it's a totally different reality.
It feels like you're floating on hot air, but at the same time you're getting wet.
You got water splashing in your face and you're driving over rocks.
It's like surfing down a big river in a giant surfboard with 7 other people on it.
You'd hit rapids that would be so big, and you just like fly out of your seat and you wonder how you just stay in.
Coming up on Discovery Kids Outward Bound. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
Our counselors made it out to be a death trap.
It can't be that bad, can it?
Why are we here?
For a froggy stuff.
Exactly. Or to make a froggy stall. How many of you guys have heard of poison arrow frogs or poison dart frogs? I have. Yeah? Okay. They're bright orange. Their skin is poisonous. If you lick it like 3 times, you'll go comatose. All right? Up in this area, there are tons of these poison arrow frogs. Now, they are an endangered species. Therefore, we need to be really careful to not step on them, okay? It's really bad to step on endangered species. All right?
And please don't lick the frogs, okay?
Right there.
I'm a crocodile hunter and today we're studying frogs.
Oh, he's a beauty.
Hey, you gotta go with it. You gotta go with it. Sky. Sky. He's up to this. He can't reverse, I might crush him.
I've never seen a frog this small.
Cool.
Ah, they tickle, they tickle. Just freak
Here.
That's awesome. I've never seen a leaf bug before.
Are they gonna fight?
small, you can barely feel them.
Don't move. Oh my gosh! I got 2 of them. Look at this. This is like... Look, I have 2 big ones. Hello. This is so awesome. Feels really slimy.
All over fighting me. I don't want to move too fast.
No one move. Here, did you want one of mine? I have 3 of them. Bye, Frog. I hope I see you again. Say goodbye.
They put this rope on it was about a 100-foot bridge.
There was kind of a rock ledge that we could stand on, and from there we would just jump off into the water holding onto the rope swing. We had something like that at my grandma's house, but it was cooler.
I like that. That was a pretty cool part of the day. But I only got to go once.
The rope swing looked fun. It's just I wasn't feeling good, and you know, neither was Mantis, and we just thought we better rest before we do anything else.
They were having fun, but it wasn't enough fun to convince me. So I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna do it.
I kind of wish I had gone back and done it a second time and tried to do it better, but it was neat still, like watching other people and the others.
2, 3.
I love the swing. That was so much fun. You always see like these things on like movies.
What was that, man? 1, 2, 3.
That must have hurt. He's like, what do I do now?
For like 10 seconds.
I'll let go.
I don't know what's wrong with Tiger. I just know that she's like crying.
She's just not feeling well in her stomach.
I think she kissed the frogs.
Oh, body hurts so bad.
What else hurts besides your stomach?
My sunburns. The stomach is the worst, and I can't stop shaking it. It hurts so bad.
I'm pretty sure that it's dehydration. She hasn't been drinking that much water. She's been sitting in the sun. She's not accustomed to being out here. And I think she's just feeling real nervous about it.
I'm always getting sick. I have the worst immune system in the world. Besides my friend, me and her are always getting sick.
Part of working as a group is you have to be compassionate to the other members or else the group falls apart. It's very difficult to sum up a lot of compassion in 14-year-old boys. It's not easy.
I first met Tiger, it was in the airport. She was just going all out. Yeah, I'm a tough girl, I'm a skater. And then when we finally got to the trip, she was just, "Ah."
I think that some of Tiger's stomach pains are emotional strain, pressure from the outside, and being in a new environment. You can't allow yourself mentally to be affected.
I guess she feels like she's lonely or something. I don't know. I guess she feels like nobody else wants to talk to her. I don't know what it is.
She doesn't feel as comfortable with the group as I would really like her to feel. In lieu of allowing your mind to process that, you push it away and the strain goes straight to your belly.
Whoa, it's like really deep out here.
Next time on Discovery Kids Outward Bound. It's time to take things higher. And Tiger tangles with Sloth.
There's definitely been tension between Sloth and Tiger.
He just needs to work a lot on respect.
But now it's Mantis who must drink or drop.
Yeah, one big roll. Oh, God, I'm gonna vomit.
And Estrella, who struggles with that big step.
I'm really scared right now because I'm really high up.
Next time on Outward Bound. So far on Discovery Kids Outward Bound, Sloth got on Tiger's nerves, and Mantis went down for the count. Then Fuego and Ave dug the rappel, while Chancho and Zorro loved to climb.
I'm so happy.
And Estrella took the biggest step of all. But now, it's down from the high country and into the rainforest.
You have leaves that are the size of human beings.
And while the jungle is cool,
I was just sitting there like, I'm in the rainforest. I'm in the rainforest. Am I really here?
The hiking heats up.
Ow! Tiger just has to stop and stop and stop.
It gets really annoying.
You guys are doing a good job. There's 8 roles, and we all have to perform our roles each day. And if we don't, it's letting the group down, so we all do it, and I can never remember the names.
The leader was the cacique.
The Hanashite is the writer of the group.
The awa was after, which is the spiritual leader.
Shaman is the caregiver.
The cook.
Assistant cook.
The cleaner-upper.
I'm the awa today, which is the spiritual leader, and I have to wear these frogs that represent all of us, and we have to take them everywhere we go because they have to be able to do the same stuff that we all do.
I am the cook today. I am the cleaner.
I am the professor today, and I have to teach something to people at the end of the day.
This is no 50-pound backpack. This feels like it's 60, 70 maybe.
Today is going to be a change. Many of them have experienced hiking before, but they've already told me, I've never hiked with a big pack before. It changes everything. Hiking with a pack and hiking without a pack is day and night. Today we leave the high-altitude Paramo rainforest and we drop down to lowland primary rainforest and secondary rainforest. So we're getting picked up in a coaster. And then from there, we have to transfer once again into four-wheel drive off-road taxis. Where we're going, most cars, there's no way they can make it. And from there, we're walking.
Rio was born and raised in the rainforest. He knows it. He's an absolute expert on medicinal plants. He knows everything about navigation in the rainforest.
The forest can hear you, guys, seriously.
Rio grew up in the rainforest of Costa Rica, so it's really neat. I think it makes you feel a lot more comfortable because you know that somebody actually knows what they're doing and stuff around you.
So I go to the forest and say, please, I need your help. I need energy. Help me.
It was all new to me when Rio was telling us all about the rainforest and his culture.
I have so much respect for Rio because he grew up all his life here. And he talks to the rainforest. He talks to the plants. He tells us before we pick a plant to ask that plant if we can have the leaf. And I will do that because whatever Rio tells me to do, I will do.
So we're gonna hike down to a little creek, which is down this way about, say, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And we'll have lunch there if anybody's hungry.
Yeah.
Anybody hungry?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So let's get going. There's just one last thing I want to say before we go, and that is, welcome to the rainforest.
Coming up on Discovery Kids Outward Bound. The hike has just begun, but Tiger's in trouble again.
It felt like the bones underneath were digging out my cartilage.
Or is she?
Ow! You were yelling ow because of your sunburn.
Yeah.
Did that hurt really badly, really?
So far on Discovery Kids Outward Bound, the team hiked to a homestay, but Tiger had some trouble along the way.
Ow! We're not even on the trail yet.
Which left Zorro and Fuego fired up.
No, that's not right.
Ave and Estrella a little skeptical, and Sloth calling her a slacker.
Tiger just has to stop and stop and stop.
Then Mantis tried to keep it all in perspective, and Chancho challenged her to try harder.
You just can't
think about those things.
But now it's time to leave Orlando's behind and spend some quality time on their own. But are they really alone? This time on Outward Bound.
At the homestays, the houses are completely open. They have bare wood floors, no furniture.
They don't have electricity. They have a solar panel. There's an outhouse. That's their bathroom. And then there's a shower that's kind of to the side of the house, and it's just a hose in a box.
Like, if you looked at it, coming right from the States, you'd sit there and go, oh my God, I feel sorry for these people. Then you walk in there and they're just happy as can be. And it's an awesome place to stay.
Suddenly they find themselves in the middle of a rainforest in an environment that's completely different. And they see these families that are completely happy even though they have nothing.
Right now we've got fuego and ave in the kitchen. In just a few minutes, so make tortillas for the rest of the group.
It's a little sticky. Oh no. Outward Bound is about experiential learning, and that is what the entire courses are based upon. Them learning by experience.
Decent. Hey. I'm surprised that me and Ave actually made something that's edible.
The difference between the homestays compared to my house is probably they're so clean. You have to take off your shoes. You have to take showers before you enter.
You get the best food here that you've ever had. It tastes so good.
I think I'm going to get a more cultural understanding about Costa Rica. Maybe while I'm back at home watching TV. Orlando is going to be cutting his fields with the machete and going through pain. Oh, no. It's tiring.
When me and Ave went up with Orlando in the fields to pick beans, it was so hard.
I think just people might not realize how hard it is here. And although sometimes it's really fun, it's also really tough.
When they finally go back home and they see how they actually do live, this reverse culture shock.
These people work very hard. Like, if they have to hand grow stuff and they have to carry stuff miles and miles away, and I'll just be more appreciative when I go back home because I learned about a different culture.
Okay, now we're picking some vegetables.
I realized how much of a selfish brat I am. Like at home, I'll be like, oh, I want this, I want that,
You're definitely away from your little comfort zone, but if I could stay here, I would stay here. I would stay here a lot longer than the 2 weeks, definitely.
Coming up on Discovery Kids Outward Bound, the kids get set up for solo.
There's 6 options on this list.
But some get caught smuggling a few extra supplies.
You got a candle, some matches,
Ooh,
batteries.
Candlelight.
Today we have our solo challenge, and that's where you go in the woods 24 hours alone with only so many resources to use.
Let's go!
My biggest fear is being alone in the dark. It just freaks me out really bad.
Ready to be lonely and crying. No.
I'm a really social person, so it should be interesting being by myself for more than 15 minutes.
I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. I think it is.
I don't even see the purpose of it. I'll probably be there out there and be wasting time.
All right, you guys. I think today is a very big day because today marks our solo.
Being alone is scary stuff.
especially being alone outside in a place that you're not used to. However, we are going to make absolutely sure that there's nothing there that can hurt you, okay? If there's an emergency in your solo spot, you blow your whistle, okay?
How many times?
3 times, okay? If you're afraid, say you're really afraid, you're so scared, you know, you're really nervous, you guys, that's not an emergency. You are not going to die, okay? Do not blow your whistle. If it's the middle of the night and it's raining and your tarp falls down on your head, that is not an emergency. Do not blow your whistle, okay? Figure something out. Use initiative. Use your brain. Get up, take action, fix it. If a snake comes and bites you, that's an emergency. Blow your whistle. If you see a snake, that's not an emergency.
Oh, how many yards apart is everybody going to be?
You will be close enough that you will definitely be able to hear each other's whistles being blown, but not so close that you will be able to see each other.
Will we be able to, like, hear each other, like, talk? Yeah, but you don't want to do that. If you screamed, you would hear each other. Okay, hold on. If you're scared and you sneak out of your solo spot into someone else's solo spot, you're ruining their solo for them, okay? You're not only breaking the rules, breaking our trust, putting yourself in danger, you're hurting someone else's experience, okay? And that's the way I want you to think about it. And you do not have the right to do that.
What the solo means is getting rid of all the noise, getting rid of all the things that surround you when you're in the city, your social relationships, your friends, your family, the music, everything, and getting out into nature.
We were given only certain materials, and even food was an option.
The reason, by the way, that we do no food is it's another challenge. To them, it seems like it kind of ups the stakes a little bit. And remember, you stuff yourself, you're going to feel sick on solo. So eat a normal amount.
It's my normal amount.
I've never gone 24 hours without food.
24 hours. That's what we get. Optional.
It's good for the students to understand that not eating will not kill you.
Where's your sleeping bag?
I don't know.
You don't even have it. Go get your sleeping bag. You're going to be cold. What are these people thinking?
One more thing we would like to give you on your solos. What would a solo be without a friend, right? So what better time to meet your best friend?
A mirror?
Oh, mirror.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, don't break it.
I feel like the solo is definitely one of the most powerful experiences in Outward Bound. You are forced to kind of confront yourself in this mirror of nature.
A lot of students go out there and they just kind of freak out. They're like in this space and they're outside and not having anyone to talk to. They can't handle it. Sol and I together decided that it was going to be a good move to search the students and make sure that everyone's following the rules. And surprisingly enough, or not surprisingly at all, I guess you could say, we found plenty of stuff on the students. We found stuff on quite a few students.
All right, Mantis. Have a good time. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
They did a search and they checked us for things we weren't supposed to have. I had a knife, lighters, and matches, extra string, a bunch of little things that I didn't get why they would need to take, but they took them.
We got the confiscated solo goods.
We got a candle, some matches,
Ooh, who'd
batteries,
you find the candle on?
a couple books.
Got some batteries, got some knives, extra pens, lethal.
Lethal things like this.
How come they can't have lip therapy?
Lip therapy is very dangerous to someone who's by themselves.
Watch out for lip therapy on solo.
Coming up on Discovery Kids Outward Bound, it's just your typical boring solo. Or is it?
I think solo is one of the most emotionally difficult things for most of the students. When we went around and did everyone's greatest fears one night, aloneness was definitely on the top of 3 or 4 people's lists.
It was just like something very hard to experience. You're just out there stranded.
The #1 rule of solo is do not leave your solo spot. You need to stay in your solo spot. Non-negotiable, 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 non-negotiable.
On the solo, I think I can do pretty well on that. I entertain myself very easily. I'm so scared the Blair Witch is gonna get me. I don't know where I am. I was just checking it out. Maybe they're not dead. I don't know. I can't see them for 24 hours.
Hopefully they'll come back with some sort of insight. I mean, I can pretty much guarantee you that a few of them will come back and say that they have never been so bored in their life.
Started off at base with the camera in my face, spit through the jungle, left with no trace. Looking at my boots, I look like Scarface. Rain pouring down on my face like maze. I tripped on a wire, I got the case. I'm about to uproast this taste, I'm sowing this native disgrace.
There's nothing to do out here. It's just so boring by yourself. Like, I don't know, it's getting kind of scary because I keep thinking about everything, and I'm still bored.
I'm not scared, but I'm getting kind of bored already, and I'm assuming it's been about 10 or 15 minutes, so I'm having an okay start.
Ave is a very capable girl, and that she will take advantage of this opportunity. She seemed very excited when I left her.
I really don't see a point in it. I think it should be like a couple of hours, and that's it. I don't think it should be an overnight thing because of people like me.
At my school, I know my limits. I know how much I can run on my knee without injuring myself.
I hope that the solo experience will be a chance for Tiger to maybe digest some of the things that have been happening to her.
All my friends know that it's injured. All my teachers know that it's injured, and as soon as it starts hurting, they know what to do. Here, no one knows what to do to help me. I'm just kind of sorry that I kind of came on this trip.
Chancho will have a positive
I'm still hungry. Still hungry.
You were just screaming.
Look at this. I mean, look at all these people that are
Look at
here.
all these people freaking out that just ran out of their house.
If I'm in trouble, I will use the whistle.
Okay, but yelling does the same
If
thing.
we can hear you way up there, screaming like, I thought something was seriously wrong. I just freaked out
Okay,
screaming. Okay? Just don't scare us like that, dude. Okay.
If I'm hurt, I'll use the whistle.
Okay, well don't scream either because if we can hear you over there, that means that you're disturbing all these guys too, okay?
Okay.
Not gonna scream anymore? You promise? All right.
All right. No more screaming. Even less.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
That's not a fun experience.
Well, my nature call kind of startled some people and they thought I was hurt. Oops. So, can't do my nature calls anymore. And they came with the first aid kit and they're all scared with another camera guy. I didn't know what was up. I felt bad.
Coming up on Discovery Kids Outward Bound. The solo's over and done, but the fallout from sloth has just begun.
What were you yelling about?
Yeah,
Did we think it was funny? No, not at all.